In the previous video for AC across a capacitor, so you had a AC across a capacitor. I'll just take a quick review of that. It is equal to V naught sine omega t. So if you remember, when you found I, you got I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2, where I naught was, so there was a from there we can see that current leads voltage by an angle of pi by 2, where I naught we got omega c V naught, okay, which can be written as V naught upon 1 upon omega c, right? So 1 upon omega c, this omega c goes up, so we get omega c V naught. Now you see here from units, if we compare the units, I naught is ampere, V naught is volts, so that means this left out in the denominator 1 upon omega c is in ohms. Okay, so this term V naught upon this term is known as xc. Okay, so what is xc? Xc is equal to 1 upon omega c, and omega is equal to 2 pi nu, so 2 pi nu c, where nu is the frequency. Now you see this xc is called capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance, and its function is to oppose the current in the capacitor when it is connected to a AC source. Now you see the relation between inductive reactance and capacitive reactance and frequency. It is inverse relation. So if you have to plot your xc with the frequency or with omega, anything, so it will be of this nature. Okay, but when we used an inductor across a voltage source, AC voltage source V naught sine omega t, and there was L, so we got I is equal to I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2. So this shows that current lags behind voltage by an angle of pi by 2 for a pure capacitor, where I naught we got as V naught upon omega L, where V naught omega L was XL. That means inductive reactance. Okay, and from here XL will be equal to omega L, that means 2 pi nu L. There is a direct relation. So if you have to plot XL with frequency or with omega anything, you will get a straight line like this. Okay, and if for resistor connected to a AC source, V is equal to V naught sine omega t. Here is resistor. We got I is equal to I naught sine omega t. So there was no phase difference between current and voltage. They were in same phase, and I naught is equal to V naught by R. Okay, so R is resistance. R is resistance. So resistance does not bring any phase difference between voltage and current. Inductor brings a phase difference of pi by 2 in between current and voltage. Capacitor also brings a phase difference of pi by 2 between current and voltage. But the only difference here in these two cases is that in case of inductor, voltage leads current, and in case of capacitor, current leads voltage. Okay, so if you check how resistance changes with omega or frequency, it remains constant, does not changes with frequency, whereas these two values, they change with frequency. Okay, now we will do combination. Okay, so next is a series LCR circuit, which is provided with the AC source. So you have series LCR circuit provided with AC source. Because it's a series connection, so there will be a common current. Same current will pass through all the three elements. Okay, now if you have to write equation, it will be like V naught sine omega t will be equal to IR, that is voltage across resistor, then minus L di by dt. This will be plus, because I am writing this side, so plus L di by dt plus Q by C. This will be equation for a voltage, and this will be a second order differential equation, so which in 12th class it is not done till now. So the final result will be, so it is basically the final total voltage is equal to voltage across R, voltage across inductor, voltage across capacitor. But it's not a simple sum, it will be a vector sum. Okay, we will see that it will be a vector sum. Maximum current is across, the maximum current which we will get across resistor will be I naught R, and across this is not maximum current, the maximum voltage. Okay, so VR, that we will do later. Now because we are not using differential equation, how to solve differential equation, we will use phasor diagram. So how to use phasor diagram? Just below this I'll draw phasor diagram. See, V naught is equal to sine omega t. I've written. Let the current, so there will be some phase difference between the current and voltage. So let the current here will be I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus minus, I can write anything, so I'm writing plus phi. Okay, so if omega t plus phi, so here is your current. Everything will be with respect to current. So this is my I naught. Okay, so same current is passing through all of them. So if current expression is this, so this angle is omega t plus phi. Okay, now first we will consider resistor. In resistor there is no phase difference between voltage and current, so the voltage across resistor will be in the same direction, VR. Okay, and VR is equal to I naught. VR is the maximum, VR naught will be VR I naught R. Okay, then the peak value of resistor across L. So for L, we know that in inductor voltage leads current. So this is the current direction, voltage leads current by pi by 2. So this 90-degree angle you will draw, this will be your VL. Okay, voltage across L. So what will be voltage, peak value voltage across L? It will be I naught omega L. That means I naught XL. And what about the capacitor? When we will come to capacitor, this is the current. Then voltage lags behind current by pi by 2. Lags behind, so I have to draw here in lower direction VC. Suppose this is VC. Okay, so VC will be equal to I naught by omega C. That is I naught XC. Okay, now you see these two are in opposite. These two are in opposite direction. So I can find, now we have to find resultant of VL, VC and VR. So these two vectors are in opposite direction. So we subtract, we will find net of these two, which, because this is greater, here in this case it is greater, it is not necessary. So this will be equal to, from here to here, this will be VC minus VL, and then this resultant with this, so here this will become the final V, which is V naught sin omega. So V naught, you will get V naught here. So this angle, so V is equal to V naught sin omega t, this angle is omega t. Okay, this angle is omega t. This is the final resultant of potential. Okay, now how to find this V naught? See this triangle, it's a Pythagoras, it's a right triangle, so we can use Pythagoras theorem. So V naught square is equal to, no, V square. Okay, V square is equal to V, just I'll write V square. Okay, V square is equal to, this is equal to VC minus VL whole square plus this is VR square. Okay, so now I can substitute these values. Okay, so V, now what about V? Now suppose V, here I had resistance, here inductive reactance, here capacitive reactance. Now here let Z be the impedance, the effect, combined effect of opposition provided by the circuit. Let it be Z, which is called impedance. That is called impedance, and its unit is also ohms. So V is equal to I naught Z, I am writing. So I will replace this with V is equal to I naught Z. Okay, so this square is equal to VC minus VL. VC is equal to I naught XC square. Okay, this is VC minus VL. VL is I naught XL. This whole thing square plus VR square. VR is I naught R square. So okay, so I naught square, I naught square, so it is cancelled. So you will get Z square is equal to XC minus XL whole square plus R square. So Z is equal to under root R square plus XC minus XL whole square. Whether you write XC minus XL or XL minus XC, it's square, so it doesn't make much difference. So from here we get value of this. Now this also tells us that it's like a right triangle. We can draw a right triangle with this expression of Pythagoras, where this will be Z and this will be your R, and this is XC minus XL. Okay, and this will be phi. Phi will give us a phase difference. Okay, if you see, this is the final resultant, this is the current, so this angle is phi. The same triangle we have drawn here, this is called impedance triangle. Okay, this is called impedance triangle, and from here tan phi, what do we get? Tan phi is equal to XC minus XL upon R. This can also be written as, using this triangle, this same thing can be written as VC minus VL upon VR. Okay, both will give us the same result. Now from here you see, if XC is equal to XL, okay, if XC is equal to XL, then your tan phi, phi will be equal to 0. So there is no phase difference between current and voltage. That is the case of a pure resistor. So here you see that is the case of the circuit will be purely resistive. Purely resistive circuit. It will become purely resistive although L and C is connected. And you see XL is equal to XC, this will become 0. So your Z will be equal to R. And this will be minimum value. Okay, this is minimum value of Z. R is the minimum value of Z. So this expression, if you have to plot Z, if you have to plot with frequency or angular frequency, this kind of a graph is obtained where this minimum value is R. And when do we get the minimum value? When XL is equal to XC. And what is the relation? XL is equal to omega L, XC is equal to 1 upon omega C. So omega is equal to 1 upon root LC. Okay, so this value is omega R, resonant frequency. Resonant frequency is the frequency when XL becomes equal to XC. So this frequency is called resonant frequency, and your Z is minimum, which is equal to R. Okay. Now if here this is XL is equal to XC, if suppose XL is greater than XC, if your XL is greater than XC, that means XL is greater than XC, that means VL is greater than VC, then it is an inductive circuit. Inductive circuit, that means voltage will lead current by this angle, phase difference phi. And if you have XL less than XC, that means VL less than VC, then it is a capacitive circuit and your current will lead voltage by angle phi. Okay, current will lead capacitor, current will lead voltage by angle phi. Now remember, whenever such kind of question comes where phi phase difference is given to you, from phase difference we can find out power factor also, that will come later in subsequent videos. But there is a relation between phi and time lag. So when we draw this kind of a curve, when we draw this kind of a curve between voltage and current, so there is a time lag. See, the same kind of curve has shifted here. So this is a time lag. How much is this time lag? We can find out. Okay, so there is a relation between time lag and phase. What is that relation? We should know that. How to find time lag using phase? You can use expression phi is equal to omega t. So from here, time lag, t is time lag, time will be equal to phi by omega. If you write phi in terms of radians, and omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Okay, so phi, this is 2 pi by t. So when you substitute the value of phi, you will get time lag. Okay, this will give you the time lag.